What's up, bosses? I am JoeMan543. Welcome to JoeCast, episode 6. How you doing, Zach?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
I am also fabulous.
I can tell based on the position of the subjects you're choosing this evening.
I mean, we agreed on the subjects, right? Should we reveal our subjects for tonight?
Go crazy. Yeah, you're the host.
Yeah. All right, so we've done a few episodes together, and it's kind of been this echo chamber in that we agree on, like, almost everything with some variance. Almost everything. And so my goal tonight is to find some things that we do not agree on, like not even close. And we'll see just how close or not close they are. But we're going to at least start off with 3 topics, and we'll see if that evolves into anything else. In no particular order, those topics are old versus new cars, full capitalism versus not full capitalism, and spending money in space versus here on the ground where people are. All right, Zach, do you have a preferred topic to start with?
Well, hi Nut Dog and Fish Gamer, and it's Cam. Welcome, and Team Rocket Garage. Hey, look at that. Um,
Shout out.
yeah, shout out to Team Rocket Garage. I hear they make pretty good car stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a preferred? I know you told me you were doing some research before this, so if you've got a preferred subject that you're really
Yeah,
excited
all,
about.
all 10 minutes of it. Here, why don't we start with space?
All right.
All right. So, as you know, or don't know, NASA gets a lot of money from the government, but percentage wise, it's not a lot. It's about 0.5% of government spending goes to NASA.
Okay.
That's still billions and billions of dollars every year. Um, NASA does do a lot of stuff in space. Perhaps they've used to do more impressive stuff, but they're still doing stuff. And a lot of technologies have come from those efforts to do stuff in space. So my position is that it is worth doing stuff in space, spending money, and your position, I think, is different. What's your position?
Certainly, I think it's important to research things and to look into different realms of research, and certainly space is kind of that final frontier. Um, that being said, I think that we have a lot of problems on the ground here that could easily be resolved. Now, this is a subject that you chose, so I am a hair less familiar with it. You said it's a small percentage, about 0.5% of the total U.S. budget.
Mm-hmm.
What would that be in dollars?
Here, I'll give you an exact number.
All right.
All right, let's see. NASA's budget 2023. All right, so last year, $25 billion.
That's it.
That is it. That is what NASA is working with. That is what they're sending SUV-sized rovers to Mars with.
I gotta be honest, that seems pretty efficient.
Yeah.
I
But
concede.
if
That's
we
yeah.
spent $25 billion on the ground instead, would that solve the problems you're thinking of?
No.
Oh,
No. A lot of the problems I think like that people talk about that we have are for example, homelessness. That's a problem. Mass starvation, that's a problem. We throw away more food than we eat in the US though. So the problem isn't that people don't have access to food. How like the problem is how it's managed.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
um
I'm in agreement with the food thing.
I would say that $25 billion and they've been to the moon a bunch of times and Mars. And do they have anything to do with like Starlink, or is that totally
That's
Elon by himself?
absolutely Elon Musk. The only thing
Well,
they might have to do with that is if they purchase it from him, but they're not
he
really
would
doing
no,
that.
he wouldn't sell it to them.
No, but like for example, the U.S. government might purchase Starlinks, maybe outside of NASA. What was NASA's budget in the 70s? Let's see, 1969. That's the year where we got boots on the moon. Back,
Boots on the moon.
yeah. let's see, that was $4 billion back then. With inflation at and all that, it's probably a lot more dollars now.
Well, that being said, I
Yeah.
think that this will make a good transition, and because we clearly agree, so we
Yeah.
don't need to.
All right, well, I'm just going to give my quick list of a few things that space exploration and technology has given us.
Okay.
All right. And I think some of these will surprise you, actually. All right, so Goodyear tires, you probably think of tires with them. Do parachutes come to mind with Goodyear?
No.
Didn't think so. However, Goodyear helped develop parachutes, which are actually surprisingly complex with spaceflight. And that technology went back into tire making, and now tires are more durable and they last at least 10,000 miles longer directly as a result of that technology.
Okay.
Yeah. GPS, I'm sure you knew about that. Everyone's got Google Maps nowadays. Only one way to make that work, need some satellites.
Fun side story about when I learned about GPS. It was MapQuest before Google had Google Maps,
Mm-hmm.
and you would look up your directions and you could print them out and take them with you because this was before like smartphones were a thing. So I thought that I was like literally logging into a satellite and like viewing like bird's eye view of like my house in like real time. As a fourth grader, I thought I was pretty cool.
Can you imagine having real-time access to a satellite to see the ground? I mean, it's basically what the government does, but
Well, I do. I have a drone, but
a
my
very
neighbor has a
low
full
satellite.
truck in the backyard. I'm planning on buying it from him someday.
Yeah. I'm trying out these inflation calculators, but none of them will take my number. It's too big. Although I guess I don't need to do 4 billion. I could just do 4. Figure it out from there. Besides that, everyone knows Velcro, duct tape, WD-40. Those came from NASA that needed a solution. I'm sure someone would have figured that out eventually, but NASA was the first. Okay, so nowadays that translates to $33 billion. So NASA has basically had the same budget since the 60s, just
Wow.
keeping up with inflation since then.
I got to be honest. I thought you were going to say like 500 billion or something like that. And I was going to be like, well,
However, NASA and the military, I think, used to be more intertwined. And back then, I think the military was more involved with trying to get to the moon.
to
I
be fair,
don't know
with
so much on
Space
that.
Force, they might merge anyways.
I
in the
want to see
future.
more from Space Force. All they've done so far is like pay Elon Musk to put a few satellites in orbit, like do stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay, and two more things. You know those grooves in the road that help water shed off the road and like you have better grip. It also makes it so you don't hydroplane because you can't really have puddles when there's all these grooves. That originated from the space shuttle coming into land, and you only get one shot at landing with a space shuttle, and so they needed to get it perfect. They put grooves in the runway, and that is where that idea originated from. Grooves in the space shuttle runway translate to American roads. So if you see
Interesting.
grooves in the road that are going in your direction of travel to keep you in your lane, that's where it's from.
Hmm.
Yeah. And lastly, scratch-resistant glass, just for glasses and other applications like that.
There you go.
Originating from astronaut helmets, because scratching those kind of sucks.
I know that this is sort of a PG podcast, but what's up, bitches? I liked MapQuest too.
They join my streams often. I don't say their name, but welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, gosh, I miss when GPS had like an ecological load, like you felt the piece of the tree, That was a good time.
Yeah, you got to print out your map and then still not follow it. That's an
All right,
interesting
Jordan.
idea. Instead of just having a map, you print one out every time.
I mean, you could just buy a map.
Yeah. All right. Well, we agree far too much on space stuff.
I agree. So let's move into capitalism versus communism. I think that you're more communist than I am, Jordan.
I apparently am. What's your position?
My position is extreme capitalism. Not total independence from communism. Because I mean, a lot of things can be
Hmm.
quantified as communism. Food stamps, right? Tithing from your church. I mean, there's a lot, like it can really stretch. And honestly, tithing isn't like it's to a church, not a government. So then it's like fishy, but like where do you
Hmm.
draw the line? Because it is all philosophical, and communism has lacked being successful in every attempt it's ever had.
Yeah.
um,
So, can you define exactly what you mean by total capitalism? Is
I
it
think
the same as anarchy?
that no, not even close. Anarchy is total lack of guidance. Um, and then, so yeah, capitalism would be an economy in which people work and support the economy and take out what they want or deserve. And then the economy will either support or deny that. I don't know why I always get like a stuffy throat. Excuse me.
In your vision, are there taxes?
Very little taxes. Yes.
Very. I'm afraid we might start agreeing on this. Would you believe, in your vision, is there a police force?
I mean, there would have to be.
Is there. Do those taxes go toward paying for roads?
Yes, because
Fi-
they're all shared roads.
Fire station with firefighters?
Again, yes.
Education?
No.
I agree with that too.
Dang it. Um, no. So I think that I guess I think that you would be more in favor of public assistance programs
Hmm.
such as welfare and people who didn't plan for
How about
retirement.
this? So your vision includes paying some taxes. Our current system is basically you work for 40, 50 years and then you get taxes paid back to you when you're really old, if you live that long. Now, would your vision include some sort of money when you're old and less fit to work?
Um, I guess no. But I think that it is firstly, it's ideal to consider, and I'm not running for president because this would be a horrible presidential
Yeah, I was gonna
campaign,
say you
but
just lost a bunch of voters.
it's okay. I'll pick up the
He's
debt
gonna
one.
cut your retirement.
Um, no, it's okay. They don't know how to write. Um,
They know how to fill in a circle.
um, no, so I think one thing that's really important to note is that people already have retirement, and some people don't because they don't, plan well, or
Hmm.
life doesn't work out the way that they desire it to work
Hmm.
out, or things happen. I get that, but those are results of other problems,
Okay.
right? Most people on socialized income, right? Most women, when they retire on an independent retirement, which is
Hmm.
either theirs or their husband's or both,
What if they don't have a husband?
because he died or because they're single.
Let's say mid 20s woman, um, isn't married or committed to any man, and she just can't get a man for whatever reason. She gets pregnant, and then can't hold
If
down a
she
job
if she
because no
gets
one wants to keep
pregnant,
her.
she can get a man. She just doesn't want the responsibility of a quality man.
Okay, fine. Let's say a man takes advantage of her, and then she's pregnant. Then she's got a kid.
I think she would put that kid up for adoption, um, and problem solved.
Do taxes pay for any of the adoption?
No, in fact, taxes should GTF out of adoption.
So
Adoption on average costs like $24,000 right now.
so put the kid up for adoption. However, none of the taxes go towards managing or taking care of that situation.
No, I mean, some like there are funds that you would pay into that. And of course, I
Funds you
think
would
things
pay
like,
into that.
well, through church, like
So
it
adoption
would
would
be
be reliant on churches.
No, fostering, temporary fostering would be through churches.
Okay. What
Karl
if there
Marx
aren't any
calls
churches?
religion the opiate of the people.
I mean, some areas might just have people that aren't interested in that. What if there aren't any churches locally?
Lucky enough, churches are not city specific, so and like to be like sure, like if there's a child in need, they can be sent somewhere else, which does happen quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What if the
again,
mother
I'm not
wants to
running for
keep her
president.
child, but she just doesn't have the resources to make that happen?
Then she should have the resources to be able to get those resources. Temporary resources, food stamps for a couple of years, sure, right? But dude, there's people on food stamps 24/7. And
Mm-hmm.
by the way, there's a massive speed bump to get off of socialized
Mm-hmm.
welfare or
I,
social welfare.
I will agree that there are many welfare programs taken way too much advantage of, a very mismanaged system. But it sounds like there are still conditions in which you would be in favor of some form of it.
Some form, yeah. I think
Okay.
that unless you have an entirely anarchist society
Mm-hmm.
where people have their own family and their own tribe and their own walls and their own police that they all pay, like that just doesn't even make sense. In fact,
Tribes are just
when you
small
get,
governments.
well, no, I know, but when you get that far, then all of a sudden, what are you going to do? You're going to have one government to rule all the tribes. And then you just start, like, there's a point where you start moving towards socialism. And public assistance programs are not bad,
Mm-hmm.
they're just overutilized.
Okay.
What would you say? What would you say that you would do for that 20-year-old woman who has a baby put in her consensually or non-consensually?
Universal basic income. You remember Andrew Yang from a few years ago? He ran for
Mm,
president.
yeah.
So he had a big idea of universal basic income. His idea was basically like $1,000 a month for everybody, spend it how you want, but get rid of the welfare programs. The idea was instead of targeting specific people, you should get money you shouldn't. Just take that same amount of money and just spread it across everyone. That was his
Honestly,
idea.
I agree. I really like that concept.
Yeah. I would be in favor of something like that because the people that need it, yeah, $1,000 a month isn't a lot, but I, you could make it work until you're able to make things work
Well,
better
also
for
you
you.
can move to a small town and $1,000 goes a
Yeah.
long way.
Yeah. I
And
mean, you move to some small town in Oklahoma. Yeah, it's not big city like you might like, but
you don't even have to
they've
go
got
to
grocery
work.
stores,
Just
they've
watch
got
cable
houses.
and crap in a hole. Like
Yeah.
you got very little. Yeah.
That's a big misunderstanding, a big fallacy of a lot of people nowadays. They think they have to live in a big city, therefore they have to make lots of money, therefore everyone should get lots of money.
That's
When
one thing that blows my mind is
they're
when people.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's supply and demand. A lot of people want to live in this city. It's going to be expensive to live there. You go somewhere that there aren't a lot of people. Hey, suddenly it's cheap.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, and also, I mean, you live in the middle of nowhere. You can have a farm, like
Hmm.
$1,000. Like if you owned your land, $1,000 a month goes a long way. You get a couple of dogs, an old pickup
Hmm.
truck. You just
Yeah, well, and that's
exist.
$1,000 a month you can rely on. That's not counting what you'd get from some kind of job. Now,
Yeah.
some people may not be able to do certain kinds of jobs. Maybe they have a disability. Maybe they're just not good at certain things. But I mean, minimum wage, 725. What's that, like 400-ish a week? That's over 1,000 a month. I mean, that's doubled right there with a minimum wage
I mean,
job.
yeah, 725 take home is about 1,000 a month.
Yeah. Anyway,
If you're working full time, no benefits.
well, Zach, we're agreeing far too much on this topic.
That's fair.
I agree in that there is way too much government stuff going on, way too much being handed out, and I would agree that we need to move more towards capitalism. And it sounds like your view of full total capitalism isn't quite as full total as it may
It's
have
not The
seemed.
Walking Dead, if that's what you're talking about. All right, fine. New cars versus old cars.
We will
Now,
disagree on this one.
yes. Now, just before we go in on this, I want to just point out I think we should quantify what an old car is and what a new car
What
is.
is our date, or what is our definition?
1996. 1996 model
1996.
year.
Okay,
I think
that's
that's
fair.
qualifies as a new car. It has the computer and all that. So
Okay, so you are in favor of cars before that time period. I'm in favor of cars after that time period. Although I will add in the last 10 years or so, I generally don't care about cars that are too new. Maybe in 10 years I will.
oh no. Well, now we're
But
gonna agree.
okay, fine, fine. I'll go full modern, 2024 Honda
Okay.
Odyssey.
Oh wow. Well,
I don't
that
know.
all right. Um, yeah.
What?
Well, I think that I'll state my position, and you can
Okay.
state your position. I think that old cars. I think that the market creates certain drop-offs or
Mm-hmm.
certain like scare tactics, like
Mm-hmm.
200,000 miles. That's
Okay.
like the car's burned out. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed bad engine, bad transmission, bad axle, bad wheels, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a dramatic over like representation of what happens with an old car.
Mm-hmm.
I think that with a little bit of know-how and a $20 set of wrenches, you can make $1,000 car last near as long as you can a new car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you can make it last, but a lot of people like to have a lot of comforts like air conditioning, automatic or electric windows, seats that aren't ripped up, a chassis that isn't rusted out, more efficient engine, more gears in their transmission. There's a lot of things you get with newer cars that you don't get with the old ones.
So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but my 1994 Nissan Sentra has air conditioning.
Congratulations.
And the windows roll down too.
With human power. Can you roll
Everything
down?
works with human power, Jordan.
Yeah, but the car helps with certain things. Can you roll down the passenger window without lifting your butt off the seat?
Yes.
I guess it is a small car. You just put your arm out to the right and suddenly you're touching the
Well,
door.
I mean, I was gonna say I can, like, I'll just run a red light and get T-boned, but no, like my car could have had. In fact, it
Uh-huh.
was standard. It was my car's the
Mm-hmm.
XE, is the Sentra I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. It actually was ordered as the XE, which is fully
Mm-hmm.
loaded, and then had the power windows taken off of the standard option.
You got
So
gypped,
it was
man.
optioned with manual windows, and manual windows are firstly dramatically more light,
Mm-hmm.
secondly dramatically more reliable. Do you know how
Okay.
much a window motor costs for your Miata?
$40.
$240 last I checked. For an OEM one, OEM.
Okay. That's going to shift us into another part of things. Parts availability. Your Sentra's not too old, so I'm sure you can get a lot of it, but let's say a
They used that
1970s
motor
truck.
until 2017.
What?
They used the motor in my Sentra until 2017. You
Okay.
could buy one with 20,000 miles for like $1,000. So,
So you're in
although that's
favor
the
of
case with
just before the date we established. Interesting.
well, I mean, yeah, we can talk
Yeah.
about whatever you want. So here, we'll use my Mustang as a prime example. I've
Okay.
done a lot of work to that. I paid
Uh-huh.
$250 for it. I put like 20 grand into it.
Okay.
It's faster than I think anything you've ever been in.
Does it have air conditioning?
The windows roll down.
Also, I've been in a Tesla, so no. But
It depends on the Tesla. My Mustang could be the Tesla.
I don't.
Like the Tesla
It
would
wasn't
get the
plaid,
jump.
but it
They're
was.
all wheel. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, my Mustang's like a mid 11-second car. It's
Mm-hmm.
insanely fast.
Yeah.
And I've never driven it on its good tires. So
Okay. So the parts you put into your Mustang, are they pre 96?
so the transmission, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to say because the parts all came from different places. So my engine is a 5-liter engine from a 2001 Ford Explorer,
Okay.
but it's still a 1960s designed motor.
Yeah, but it has modern management for it. Your ECU is modern, right?
That's true.
Wouldn't be
Um,
every LED in that car wasn't available in the early 90s.
I mean, that's true, but that's just underglow. That's just party boy stuff.
Sound systems. You like sound systems. You know how heavy and expensive they were in the early 90s?
Yeah, I have some early 90s ones in my basement, funny
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what's holding your
okay,
house to the ground.
fine, fine. I concede the Mustang's a bad example.
Okay.
We'll say Martha.
Okay.
For everybody watching, Martha is my 1977 Ford F-250 Camper
Hmm.
Special. She has had zero modifications except for one engine rebuild in her life and a
Hmm.
camshaft.
And how's the engine
Well,
right
she
now?
did have a flywheel. I mean, it's not in the greatest shape. I mean, it
Okay. How's the
uh,
chassis?
great.
Okay.
I've towed
Rusty?
more with that truck than you have with yours.
Probably.
I
I
mean,
think
I've had it for like
I've
10
towed
years.
with my truck one time. I took the camper camping and put it back, and
Oh yeah, well there you go.
that was that.
Yeah, but
I'd
um,
I'd love to hook our trucks up and see which one pulls more though.
yeah, but we need an adjustment for the 7 times as much you paid for your truck. And to be fair, I think you've actually had to put more work into your truck than I have since I got Martha.
Which time you got Martha? You've
The
rebought
most
that truck
recent.
at least a couple times.
The most recent. Yeah, no, I got it this summer and
Hmm.
I rebuilt the carburetor. It didn't need a rebuild,
Okay.
but it did have a gasket that was failing. So while
Hmm.
the carburetor was off, I rebuilt it. I could have fixed it on the truck.
I'd say that carburetor is about equal to me replacing the hydro boost in my truck. Is that fair?
Okay. And what
Similarly
else have you
sized
done on
parts.
your truck?
Um,
Tires.
we're not counting. Oh,
I guess
we're
maybe
counting
tires
standard
don't count.
maintenance because you got tires for your truck
Yeah,
off of
yeah,
a
we can
van.
count standard maintenance because I've never changed the oil in that truck.
Maybe that's why the engine's the way it is. Um,
I have a camshaft somewhere. I think it's in the basement.
yeah. Well, it's probably not fair to compare diesel to gas, but yeah, mine mine lasts a long time between oil changes, but it takes a lot of oil. Mine's like a
And it's
10,000 mile oil change kind of truck.
mm, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
And we're not
Um,
talking just it could last that long. We're talking it does. Like that's normal.
well, let's be clear. Your truck clearly has outlasted a lot of miles, and it's
300,000.
done a good job. My dash only reads 5 digits, so there's not
Mhm.
really a way to know. It's kind of a difficult concept to like consider,
Mhm.
like because Martha's been like I got it when I got it, the
Mhm.
dude drove it everywhere. The
Mhm.
guy he got it from, he had driven it everywhere and had the engine rebuilt like a couple
Mhm.
years before that, I think. So if you consider that Martha's near what she's 46 years old divided by 300, yeah, I mean that's is that 1500 miles a year. There's no way she's driven that little.
Let me see about my truck. 300,000 divided by 25 years, 12,000 a year.
That's pretty much exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, 12,000 a year is normal.
But like to be totally fair, Martha is like she's done a good job, and I don't think that you could in any good faith say that your truck will be here in 26 years.
It depends what we do to them. What do you know about metal alloys, Zach?
Metal alloys, I know a
Uh-huh.
little bit.
Okay. Tell me what an alloy is.
Metal.
Is iron an alloy?
No, iron is um I guess iron would technically be I don't know, ore.
Iron's a pure element, whereas steel
So an
is an
alloy would
alloy.
be combined elements. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
So
fair.
an alloy is basically combining elements in metal to make it stronger or better in some way. I guess not necessarily make it stronger or better, but that's usually the purpose behind it. So yeah, steel, for
Or
example,
cheaper.
is an alloy. Oh yeah, cheaper. A lot of car parts, a lot of
I know
cheap
where
car
you're
parts
going
made
with
of
this. I
Chinesium.
know you're about to say, well, my truck is more rigid and thusly more safe. Our
Well,
trucks have the same
no,
payload,
actually.
Jordan.
Well, We could talk about safety, all my airbags and whatever, but no,
I have airbags. They're on the wheels.
I was gonna talk about the frame is made of a better form of steel that resists rust better. So if left alone with nothing done to them, your truck would rust away before mine because yours is an older alloy of steel that is not as resistant. That's also why your engine, even compared to the equivalent engine, a V10 for my truck, your engine would make less power because the alloys available at the time were not strong enough for something more powerful.
Well, so my engine was designed for very, very cheap manufacturing. She's got a
Hmm.
400 in her, and that would be compared to probably more the 5.4.
Okay.
That's kind of like the base model engine, like it's a larger displacement base model engine.
Hmm.
But you could get a 351 Windsor, 351 modular, 400 modular, or a 460.
Okay.
That's why I'm putting a 460 in it.
Hmm.
Um, that being said, both of our blocks are made of iron, though.
Yeah. A lot of modern blocks are shifting towards aluminum, though, which is a
That's just
lot
because
lighter
of
weight.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something that wasn't really done back then. It was harder to get aluminum, and which car was it? There was a car that they tried the whole aluminum engine thing, but it just didn't work out.
Here's a question for you, Jordan. Do you think a vehicle performs better with catalytic converters and an EGR and emission requirements, or does it perform better without those, with all other factors being the same?
If we're going to introduce government regulation into this, that might make it unfair. However, you are correct that more flow out the exhaust is generally better.
So all I'm saying is you could take a
My
brand
diesel
new
doesn't have a
F-250.
catalytic converter.
Well, that's true because yours exists before the 1972 of diesels, which is 2011, or 2006, I think. But
Hmm.
the point that I'm making, though, is that I could buy a brand new F-150 5-liter 10-speed automatic
Hmm.
four-wheel drive, put that in my truck,
Hmm.
and ultimately have a better truck
Yeah. Okay.
because I have less emissions requirements and all of the same technology now.
Okay.
So the
Did you
VIN
just
number
say
and
that modern was
regulations.
better?
No.
It sounds like you just said you could take modern guts and put it in your truck.
Well, I could have all the modern technology if I wanted to
Yeah.
and make more horsepower than it would in a modern pickup truck. So no,
It would make the same horsepower. It's just weight.
an older truck with modern technology is better than a new truck with modern technology because it is far less regulated and also kind of BA.
Just has fewer pieces to it. Something that you would still not get though is aerodynamics and crumple zones. That's not something you can transfer over.
So Martha has crumple zones, and bumper
If
shocks
Martha
and all
gets
that.
T-boned, are you confident in that door?
No.
Okay. Modern vehicles have a lot better door bracing than that used to.
Well, okay, then here you want to go that route. Then what is more likely to be seen on the road? We'll say my 1979 Mustang or your 2007 Subaru.
The Subaru, very common.
No
Are
way.
you kidding me? I see Subarus all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why if one was in the corner of your eye, you wouldn't see it. But if you saw my Mustang with its pink underglow, you'd be like,
If I put pink
"Damn."
underglow on my Subaru, I think you would notice it just as much.
Honestly, yeah, but maybe, but on the
So you're
negative
hold
side of
on. Your
things.
point is that blending in with traffic is the problem?
It could be a safety hazard.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a question. If you put reflective tape on the side of your car,
Uh-huh.
would that make it easier to see?
Yes, that's the idea
Okay.
of it.
What if I put reflective tape on the side of my car? It would be easier to see.
Anything their tape goes on, you'd see it better.
Okay, so what if we paint our cars in reflective material? Both of our cars.
Then it would be a lot of shiny stuff out there.
Exactly. Okay, so now we need to paint the pedestrians with that and also sidewalks and
Okay.
probably yards because cars shouldn't go there. Now everything's reflective. Does
Hmm.
your car stand out?
The scenario hasn't changed. Your average is still the average.
Yeah.
You ever?
My Mustang stands out because it's not some random 2007 beige or blue mom sedan.
Okay, so it's safer because people will see you. People don't get in crashes with cars because they see the car and crash into it. Crashes happen because of people don't see or they're not paying attention. So
Exactly. But if they
it's
do see it, then
irrelevant.
the crash
It's
isn't
irrelevant
even
whether you see it because crashes happen because people don't see stuff.
okay, fine. Then your Miata isn't is then your Miata is safer than my truck in a head-on collision
Yes,
because your Miata could dodge the impact.
my Miata also has better crumple zones, has airbags.
My truck's bumper sits higher off the ground than your headlights. Your
I'll hit your
those
front
don't do
axle
anything.
and it'll stop at your
No,
axle.
my front axle's flat. I'll go right over you.
Your
I'll
front
give you the
axle isn't
buzz cut of
higher
a
than
lifetime.
my your front axle isn't higher than my engine.
The bumper is.
Your ax
I'll shove the
your
car
axle
down
isn't a
and go
wheel. It's not
over
going to
it.
ride up on the car. Your
Mhm.
wheel's good, but my car is slimmer
A
than your
buddy of
truck.
mine rear-ended a Jeep in his Miata, and he freaking got a tow hitch in his windshield.
Okay. This
I'm
sounds
just
like a
saying,
small
there's
car versus
machines.
big car problem, not a modern versus old problem.
Well, so the point I'm trying to make is that your Miata might avoid a car accident
Yeah.
because it's more nimble. Like your
A fairer
Miata would,
comparison would be your Mustang versus my Miata.
well, I mean, that's kind of a lame comparison because my Mustang wouldn't even be in the accident. I'd already be wherever I need to go
Okay,
because it's
fine. My
really
Subaru
fast.
versus your truck. That's closer.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, we could
Um,
do truck versus truck, but mine might go over yours.
that's true. No, I mean, so what I was going to say though is that the point is that the Miata, you should consider that the Miata might be a little safer because it can avoid accidents better. Like if you look up and you see someone in front of you, you can just jerk the wheel and miss them.
And then
Just
I
like
hit the
that.
person next to me in the other lane.
If you're going through a neighborhood, you're going to run up onto the grass and drive off and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned before, accidents are usually when people don't see stuff.
Well, yeah, but you can still avoid an accident.
You can.
If you have a broader range of time
There's
before
there's
the
plenty of
accident
old
happens.
cars with good handling could do the same thing.
I mean, yeah.
But in the event of a crash, the passengers would fare less well in an old car.
How fast do you drive your F-350 if you were coming down to my house?
It depends on the road, speed limit.
It's
I
just
mean,
I-15.
the speed limit's 70, maybe 75.
Okay. I'd probably do 55, 58 in my truck.
Why?
Doesn't have overdrive.
That sounds like my truck's better.
Well, faster.
Yeah.
Faster isn't always better. We can
It
carry
is
the
if
same
your
stuff.
goal is to get to a place in a reasonable amount of time.
A reasonable amount of time is a spectrum you set on your own. You might leave at 3:30. If I leave at 3:15, we both get there.
So
My truck looks cool. Your truck is regular traffic.
so so your truck is better because you'll look cool on the highway.
Yeah.
For
In fact, I think your windows are so tinted that you can't see you from the outside. Are you scared to be seen in that?
no one can see me. I'm too short. Short guy in a tall truck.
Oh my god.
That's irrelevant to the new versus old debate, but
Big guy and a little. I don't even know what that is. No, but I mean, you have to be real. Like the average price, and
yeah,
to be totally fair, the average price of our trucks has changed dramatically. My truck
Yeah.
is probably worth about $4,000 right now. Diesel prices have come down a lot because of the recent like fluctuations in diesel prices. People are kind of timid.
uh-huh.
So your truck might actually now be worth what you paid for it. But
Diesel prices went down. They're on their way back up at the moment, but they are not at the highest
yeah,
at the moment.
yeah, when you
Winter
got
is
it, you got
generally
it for,
low.
like half of what it was worth. Yeah. But all I'm saying is that when you got that truck, Martha was worth what, $2,000,
Mm-hmm.
and that was only because like Martha was a non-runner when I got her.
Okay.
She had like new brakes, new flywheel, like new shocks, a bunch of other stuff that just gives you more longevity.
Uh-huh.
But like your truck, like, it had a lot of problems. It still has some problems,
Yeah,
and it
I have
costs
a relay for
dramatically
the turn
more.
signals that has trouble.
It costs dramatically more too.
What, $10 for a relay?
No, no, I mean, we use the same relay, I'm sure. No, your truck to buy it costs more.
Yeah,
And the
because
oil changes cost more.
because the truck has more to offer. It's it can go faster, more efficiently. In the event of a crash, it's safer to be in. It can go and stop faster. It's better in every metric. Coolness is not a metric you can measure, by the way.
I mean, fuel economy isn't a metric that you can measure either
Yeah,
because,
miles per gallon.
oh, okay. Well, see, you walked into my trap because my truck gets better mileage than your truck does.
Uh-huh.
On cheaper fuel,
Diesel is artificially inflated on price. I can run on vegetable oil.
my truck will not run on vegetable oil.
Okay. So I could run mine very cheaply and on a variety of things. You're stuck with
I can run mine
exactly.
very cheaply. I
Okay.
just buy the truck and drive it forever because it's $2,000.
And I can get a lot more done.
I'm pretty sure we have the same payload.
By the sticker, yes. By performance, I can haul way more. Remember when you borrowed my truck to move heavy stuff?
Oh yeah, your Chevy. Well, I had the Dodge at the time. That's not really fair.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
No, I'm talking
W150.
the F350.
Oh yeah.
That has moved heavy
What was
stuff for
wrong
you
with
too. It was a
what
bag
was
of
wrong with
gravel.
Martha? Oh yeah, that's true. No, Martha's tailgate didn't open. I found the
Oh, that
problem.
sounds like an old problem.
I mean, yeah, things break.
Yeah.
Your turn signals don't work.
Yeah, I know. And
Old truck
I,
stuff.
I can
It's still
easily
a great
get
truck.
yeah, I can get relays all over the place. How are your turn signals?
On Martha?
Uh-huh.
Mint.
Good.
Perfecto. Actually, I pretty much replaced the entire electrical system on it when I got it. And
Wow.
that wasn't Martha's fault. That wasn't Martha's fault. The previous owner installed the voltage regulator backwards, and that
Okay.
fries like 3 of the main harness wires. So I had to redo those, and then also like the turn signal switch was broken because it's
Sounds like you've
46
put
years
more
old.
work into Martha than I put into my truck.
Martha's cooler.
Not a metric.
Yeah, huh?
There is no scale relevant to that you can employ in this conversation.
Remember when? So I'll give you proof, measurable proof that none of this stuff matters. How it looks and the
Okay.
cool factor is what matters.
Okay.
If you'll refer to and everybody can go see this on Jordan's YouTube channel.
Both those trucks are gone, by the way.
Well, I mean, my buddy has the Dodge now, but
And
it's still in existence.
I know the guy that bought my truck. Anyway, proceed.
Oh, yeah, your truck, honestly, I don't know how it hauled that. I won't even say
It
that
was
on.
newer.
Well, it was a 2500 too.
Proceed.
Um, the Dodge won the popularity contest. You put it up to vote and you lost by like a 9-1 margin.
Okay. Yeah.
So
You
old trucks are cooler.
you you put more into it. There's no metric besides
Mine
cool.
had less paint than yours.
Yours had less a lot of things. It had less frame than mine. It had less upholstery than mine.
Wow.
Yours had a lot less than mine did.
You cared less about your truck.
Yeah, so what? I bought it for $1,000
Hmm.
and
To be
sold it for a little more than that,
Yeah. I mean, it did need the engine that one time.
which I bought for 600. That was not bad.
Yeah. Did
But
that
yeah,
oil
for
line
old
ever stop?
trucks, there's not
Honestly,
really
your
any
Chevy counts as
metric.
an old truck.
There's no metric besides coolness that you could take the lead on.
I mean, it's cheaper and it is rated for the same payload.
It's cheaper because people want them less. Supply and demand dictates that cheaper means people want them less.
I'm just gonna throw this. I'm gonna do my Joe Biden voice. Are you ready?
You're gonna say, "Come on, man."
Yeah. Come on, Jack. No. A 1977 crew cab, without a motor is worth more than your truck.
Yeah, there are some old rare stuff,
I'm
but the
I'm just
modern
saying.
market as a whole has way more money in it than the old market. Do you know why those old ones are worth so much? Because the rest of them rusted away. Because the rest of them aren't around anymore.
I don't know about all that.
If there were a million of them, they wouldn't be worth very much because it'd be easy to get them, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, supply and demand is increased. I mean, you're talking a truck that's 46 years old. Like people have
Mm-hmm.
crashed them.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to the junkyard because they're breaking down. It's because they're getting crashed. Like I've never
Mm-hmm.
seen a dent side Ford in the junkyard that was just doesn't run. We'll send it there,
I don't see much older than 1990 in the junkyard at all.
Yeah. There's a 1977 at Pull and Save right now. I'm gonna go see on the weekend. I'm
Cool.
hoping it has the automatic shifter column
Cool.
because I'm auto swapping.
Oh, is it hard to get parts for that?
Is it hard to find a 46-year-old steering column? A
Uh-huh.
little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have that problem with any modern cars. Pretty easy to find parts.
I mean, a steering column?
Yeah.
I would bet that I would be able to find a steering column for my truck easier. Well, to be clear, for a good deal, right? Because obviously supply and demand.
I mean,
It is a classic.
I already know I could find one. I could search AutoZone. Amazon might have them. That's kind of a big part. I
Oh
could
yeah,
go
both of these
OEM.
trucks have them available. You just buy it
Yeah,
like
but
online, but they're $600 for my
yeah, but
truck.
the
I'm sure they're
manufacturer
now
doesn't
more.
doesn't make parts for your truck anymore. They still make parts for 20, 30-year-old vehicles nowadays.
Actually,
That's about their cutoff.
LMC truck does exist. I've got
What's LMC truck?
is this it? This is a manufacturer that creates parts specifically for my truck. So you name a part and I can have it. Let's
Steering
see.
column. How hard is that to get?
Steering column. Yeah, that's funny.
That's the part you
They
need,
have it.
right?
I'm sure it's like $1,200, but
That's a lot of money for a steering column.
it is a lot of money for a steering column.
I can go to Pull and
if
Save and
you're-
find at least 4 of my truck. Pull a steering column off that real cheap.
Well, you got to compare a brand new steering column to my brand new steering column.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I don't have a fancy
Looking-
book though.
A steering column. Well, that's a shame. Um, yeah. So yeah, steering column $750.
Okay, yeah.
That's honestly pretty reasonable. I feel like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I mean, you can get freaking anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hanger and shackle set. Ooh. Oh, that's expensive.
Hey, do you have power steering
Oh yeah.
in the truck, Martha?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've got power steering. She was actually not equipped with air conditioning. But I got
Yeah.
little vents by my feet so I can cool them off. Not the rust hole. That's different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my truck doesn't have that.
I'm sure it has rust holes. They're
Not
just
not one in the
floor.
floor that lets air in.
No, it doesn't let air in. I just put my boot there.
It doesn't
That's
let
what I
air
did
in
on the way to
as
the
long as the
camping
boot's
trip
there.
this summer.
You are an integral part of the frame of that truck, Zach.
Well,
You
I mean,
are
I have a
becoming an
nice
integral
frame.
part.
Okay. Well, okay. So here, we'll say. All right. We'll take. Okay. You have $10,000
Okay.
to buy a modern, daily driver, reliable car.
Uh-huh.
Go.
2010 Subaru whatever. I don't care which Subaru.
Reliable?
Yeah.
You just did head gaskets in yours.
200,000 miles. And it was easy to do the head gaskets.
Isn't it only 18 years old? That car can hardly vote.
2005. That's coming up 20 years next year. So 19, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for 10 grand.
I mean,
could
your
buy one
truck's
heck
engine
of
was rebuilt. How many years?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. You guys
Okay.
about 20. But
you
to be
go a few
totally
100,000
fair,
miles and some stuff
the
is needed.
payload of the truck is like 4,000 pounds, so
I
it
mean,
might have
you
been
asked for a daily
moving a
driver.
handful of the time.
I don't want half my vehicle mostly unused if I'm a daily driver. With
No,
a tr-
that's true.
with trucks are nice, but I don't want to be hauling the bed behind me most of the time not being used. So I get
Yeah.
a Subaru for a daily driver.
So what kind of gas mileage does the? Okay, well here, let me.
Roughly 30 miles per gallon.
I'm gonna pick my Warrior here. Okay,
Okay.
10 grand.
10 grand.
And I gotta pick an old car.
I mean, that
All
price
right.
is going to be a little hard to compare.
Mm, I'll pick.
You know, I'll bet it's a Nissan.
No. Well, I mean, I could, dude. Like a
Yeah.
1981 Sentra, they get like 60 miles per gallon.
hmm
Mm. um,
I mean, if I'm going for
19,
efficiency, I could get a Prius for 10,000.
1978 Honda CVCC,
That's a lot of C's. Hold on.
predecessor to the Civic.
What was that year?
78 CVCC.
That's the one that had such an efficient engine that it didn't
Didn't
need.
need catalytic converters.
Okay. I think the modern comparable to that is either a Honda Civic or a Ford Fiesta. Let's
Yeah,
see.
probably a Ford Fiesta or like a Honda Fit, maybe.
So it's telling me here 31 miles per gallon.
I see 31 city,
Okay.
44 average.
Okay. So what if my 10,000 goes to 2010 Prius?
Well, so hold on. No. You picked the Subaru.
Okay.
We got to write it out here. We got the same amount of seats,
I can haul more in a Subaru.
same layout. I'll buy a second Honda CVCC. And by the way, one of these is probably worth what, $3,500 in pretty good shape. You have a mechanic run through and fix a couple leaks for $1,000 or so, new tires, and you got one heck of a little rig. And by the way, way cooler, cheaper to insure.
The Subaru is a lot safer in the event of a crash. It has AC and heated seats, standard, and it's got way more trunk space.
Okay, so there's a win for the Subaru, much
Okay.
better interior.
Yep.
There's a win for the Honda CVCC, much better fuel economy. I would say,
You say
and
much better. The Subaru gets only a few less MPG.
no. You can't compare your personal experience on your Subaru to some EPA rating. We have to compare EPA rating to EPA rating.
Okay.
The 2010 Subaru is 29 highway, 22 city. Oh, it does have one that's 31 highway.
Yeah.
So 23 city, 31 highway. What's that average? 27.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't, like, it literally gets the same on the highway as the Honda CVCC gets in the city.
Yeah. I didn't say it beat the Honda. I was just saying it's not that far behind.
Okay, now reliability.
Okay.
I know you're gonna say the Subaru's newer, but the Honda CVCC, and I'm just looking at a picture. That's why I keep looking over here.
Yeah.
The Honda CVCC timing chain, not a timing belt,
Okay.
less maintenance items, no catalytic converter,
Okay.
less maintenance items,
Mhm.
and and it has a carburetor. So once that carburetor is rebuilt, to have that be part of your, $1,000 you're into it,
Okay.
you still have $5,500 left over, and that carburetor is going to be good for like 100,000 miles.
Okay. Fuel injectors last that long or longer.
Yeah, but you're talking a 15-year-old car.
Okay.
Fuel, how much is a fuel pump?
Fuel pumps are usually under $100.
Yeah, a fuel pump on that Honda is going to cost like $200 at a mechanic. The one on the Subaru, probably 4 or 5.
Well, we both know we would do the work ourselves. However,
Well,
accessing that fuel pump, I don't know on that Honda. Can you get to it from the interior, or do you have to drop the tank?
It's probably a mechanical fuel pump, so it's just under the hood.
So it sucks the fuel out of the tank from the hood area.
Well, the tank like drains into the pump, and then it just pumps it up to the carburetor.
The tank can't be higher than the engine.
Well, yeah, but the bottom of the tank is similar to the bottom of the engine. So it just fills in the line. That's how it works on carbureted vehicles.
Interesting. I was just thinking the intake where the fuel ultimately has to be delivered is on the top of the engine, and the fuel tank can't be up that high in the back.
No, well, no. So the mechanical fuel pump runs at like 6 or 7 psi.
Okay.
So it pumps it up to the carburetor and maintains pressure.
And those fuel pumps are pretty easy to get.
Oh yeah, I replaced my Martha's right when I got her,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a $32 part, and it took me 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I think that the Honda CVCC, if you take a Honda CVCC and a 2010 Subaru
Mm-hmm.
in the same condition, the Honda's more reliable.
Okay. I don't think I'll fight that.
Agree or disagree?
I think the Honda would go more miles without some inhibiting condition.
Okay, so that makes the Honda more reliable?
I think the Subaru would give you a lot more comfortable miles.
Well, hold on. We're talking about one point at a time. You
I
already won the interior.
Yeah. I told you
Yeah.
reliability. I think the
Okay.
Honda would beat it.
Okay, cool. And honestly, let's be real. The Subaru is an incredibly reliable car. I'm not docking it. I'm just saying
Mhm.
old cars, they should not be shunned because they're simply old. They're still wonderful.
I didn't say being old was the problem. They're just missing out on some things new cars have.
I want to find out if a Honda CB. I mean, these suckers have like 70 horsepower, which, by the way,
That's
in
about
their
half the
application
Subaru.
is- well, yeah, but it is still pretty good. The Honda, like you've driven my Sentra, right?
No, actually.
Oh my gosh. Well, we should. Wow. Well, you should do that. Let's see. Let's see if it had air conditioning.
50-year-old air
63
conditioning.
horsepower. I'm sorry.
50-year-old air conditioning.
I mean, it's just R12. You just convert it to R134,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, fairly expensive, but then you still have $3,500 left.
I remember getting a quote to convert the 1990 Camry to R134, and I was quoted $1,500. This was 2014, so probably $2,500 nowadays.
Okay, so we've got interior, the Subaru wins.
Yeah.
Reliability, the Honda wins. Fuel economy, the Honda wins.
Okay. How about power / general performance?
Well, that's an easy thing to.
The Subaru's gonna have better designed suspension. It's gonna have more power. It's gonna have more payload if I wanted to haul anything. The Subaru's actually rated to tow. I'd be surprised if that Honda had a tow rating.
You might be surprised. Hold on. We'll focus on performance here. Quarter mile. I'm positive that the Subaru's gonna win, but for
Yeah, is
our
there a quarter mile
entertainment here.
time?
Yeah, so the Subaru, it says, oh, that's the Impreza. Subaru Outback, right?
Mm-hmm. I've got some numbers from Motor
Oh my
Trend here.
gosh. Motor Week, the quarter mile was painful at 17.8 seconds.
You think your Honda can beat 17 seconds?
I mean, that's really slow. Maybe. Let's see here.
0
I'm
to
gonna
60
do
time is
Honda
just a hair under 10 seconds, apparently.
1500. I'm sorry?
0 to 60 time is just under 10 seconds. Can the Honda do 60?
Maybe.
The Subaru might still beat on the quarter mile with speed, higher speed.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Honestly, it's hard to find it on,
Yeah,
such an old
it
car.
is easier to find information on newer vehicles for sure.
Because they didn't like performance test these. They weren't like, oh yeah, what's the quarter mile on this Honda?
Oh, yeah, these performance tests were done
motor.
by aftermarket though.
Yeah.
Subaru's
let's
not the one
see.
making the claim.
1979 Honda CVCC. Performance review. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Let's see here.
What if we do like a power to weight ratio thing?
Oh, no. I might have found something. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at it right here. Let's see.
I will ask what the source is.
Honda CX. It's gtplanet.net. It's just some
Okay.
random website.
Okay.
Okay. 84 horsepower, 89 foot-pounds of torque,
That's more.
CVCC2. This is a 1979. Now, I'm going to show this to you
Oh,
on
okay.
my screen so that
Okay.
you can read it. Now, we're in agreement that 17.8 seconds is the quarter mile time for the Subaru.
It depends which Subaru. 17.4 for the
Well, it
Outback.
depends on the Honda. And I Googled 79 Honda CVCC 1500, and it kept telling me there was a 1500 horsepower Honda that did 0 to 60 in 1.1 seconds.
What if I say a WRX instead? Because that dramatically changes.
Well, we both know you're talking about an Outback because that's just what you have.
Yeah, probably.
All right, share my screen. Are you ready for this, Jordan?
Okay. Okay.
Window. I want you to read this out loud.
I'm guessing it's gonna say like 16.9.
No, it's all right. Right there. Quarter miles.
17.7 seconds. Well, the Outback I looked up is 17.4, so
I don't know about all that. Let's see.
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
see,
I trust my
Motor
source
Week,
more than yours. Motor Trend is fairly trusted on car stuff.
Motor Week said 17.8.
Yeah.
So, all right, and to be fair, there are turbo, non-turbo, XT, SE, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if I go with the 2010 Subaru Outback, which is a larger Subaru, I'm getting 17.4 seconds here from Motor Trend.
what I want to point out is I think we're both surprised by the Honda's performance. Is
Okay.
that fair? That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it weighs what, 2,000 pounds even?
1720.
Okay, it's half the weight of the Subaru with
Yeah.
half the horsepower, and it did about the same quarter
A
mile.
little more than half the horsepower. And your Subaru is so
Depends.
technologically inferior that it has to have catalytic converters. So,
I would say despite the catalytic converters, it gets all that done.
despite the catalytic.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
despite the burden upon it.
Okay. So, I would say, do we want to say performance is a tie or the Subaru is a better performer?
The Subaru had better numbers.
Okay, fine. But the Honda Civic, the CVCC, excuse me, still gets better fuel economy.
Uh-huh.
Now, part sourcing is obviously very difficult for a very specific car like that, too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think the
I
modern
don't
car
know.
would be easier on that side.
That's true. But if that Honda CVCC just disappears, you still have $3,500 left over.
Well, I don't know what the prices are for 2010 Subaru Outbacks. Maybe it's
I
not
don't
10
know.
grand even. Are we both just heading to Marketplace right now?
Okay, fine. I'll change my competitor. I'll change my
Okay.
competitor.
I might change mine in response to yours, but go ahead.
Okay, fine. 1991 Nissan Pulsar GTIR.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time in the very recent that you could get these for 10 or 12 grand.
2010 Subaru Outbacks seem to average $6,000, by the way.
Wow, that's incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
Nice
Nissan
car.
Pulsar, huh?
Yep. Awesome car. They're known as Baby Godzilla. All-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, 5-speed, turbo. Yeah.
Actually reminds me of an RX-8. At least an RX-7.
Oh, I was going to say what? I still say what, but now here's a Pulsar GTIR that's for sale right now. Turbo, all-wheel drive, manual, 62,758 verified miles. That means it has like the Carfax of
Does it
Japan.
have a
It's an
5-digit
imported car.
odometer? Is that why it has to be verified?
Well, no, it's measured in kilometers
Okay.
and it's imported. So like you have to get like the Japanese Carfax, whatever that is.
Okay.
15 grand.
That's
for
out of
this
budget.
car. Well, do 15 grand then. I don't know
mean,
if you'll do better in a Subaru.
It sounds like you're going for performance. What if I just get the $6,000 Subaru, $3,000 get turbo on it, and then I'll still beat you on performance.
No. Dude, no turbo Subaru.
Fine,
Come on.
8,000. That still keeps it in budget.
LS swap it.
I could LS swap it for 8,000.
Yeah. If you're doing
yeah.
the work, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's stop being ridiculous. Okay, a daily driver. I'm gonna say here,
A daily
you know
driver, I think, should be comfortable and fulfill your needs efficiently.
efficiently.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna find something on KSL for everybody who's watching. KSL is like Craigslist or OfferUp. It's just specific to our state. Let's see.
We have devolved to
So I've
throwing
got
ads at each other.
$10,000 is the budget.
Okay, sure.
Is that okay? Cool. This is going to be a stretch to find one of these for 10. All right, there's
I haven't
three
had
of
to
them.
change brands yet.
Well, to be fair, I'm going to a brand that you're going to expect.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe I should think of some American options. We've just been thinking of Japanese cars. They're generally cheap and reliable, though.
Oh, whoa. All right. Okay.
Tesla,
Do we want?
not that cheap, though.
Do you wanna up it to 12 or 15?
you,
I mean,
you,
well,
you
I
need
mean-
more money.
Well, no, I'm genuinely asking because, like, realistically, most people shopping for cars aren't looking for the type of.
I've only
beaters
ever
that
spent
we're
6,000 on a car at most. So 10's already out of what I'm normally spending. We can go to 12. It's just
I mean, it's up to you. I'm trying to find a new car for you. But okay, fine. I'll find an old car. We'll go to 10.
All right.
In fact, no, we'll make it 6 because that's your normal. So yeah, that's fine.
okay. Then I can still go with the Subaru.
Okay, cool.
By the way,
see.
once you find your car, we can keep talking and then wrap up. We have been going at this for over an hour.
Oh my gosh! Wow, the time flies, huh?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Also, while you're struggling to find one example, I can probably find 10 in the modern realm.
One modern example, huh?
No, I'm saying you can find one old car that might fit what you're looking for. I can find 10 modern ones, 10 Subarus or something.
Okay. Cool. I'm ready. Do you want to put your screen on the screen? How do you want to do this?
I think I'm still just sticking with the 2010 Subaru Outback for a daily driver.
How many miles are on that?
Let me pull it
For the
back up.
$6,000 one. Control Shift T pulls up your last window you closed.
Yeah. So if we're keeping it at $6,000, I guess 170,000 miles.
Okay.
There's an
That's fair.
8,000 one here for under 100,000 miles, but
Okay. Well, yeah, for the 6,000, that's fine. So for you, $6,000, you found a Subaru Outback or Legacy. Okay,
a
Outback.
Subaru Outback Premium.
Automatic 2.5.
Yes.
Okay. So an automatic 2.5. Let's see here.
I'm going to predict you're going to pull out some cool factor to justify your car.
I don't need a cool factor. I mean,
Okay.
I am going to mention a cool factor, but you'll.
I'll admit
see
the
that.
Subaru Outback isn't a cool car. It's just capable.
All right. Let's see here. So fuel economy on Fuely, the average fuel economy, 22 miles per gallon is what people are getting in their 2006 Subaru Outback. That's real life numbers.
Okay.
Now, you know.
Did
that
you
I've
say
had a lot of-
2006?
2006.
Okay. That is a Subaru Outback. I think 2010 is a different generation. That's why I say
sorry,
that.
my bad. 2010. I was searching 2006 for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Okay, 19 mile per gallon city, 27 highway. Okay, I can work with that, and I'm gonna win. Are you ready?
I see
What's
25.
the tow rating on one of those?
Mine's 3,500. I don't know about the more modern ones. Let's see.
Let's see, 27 to 3,000. Not bad.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, So now, mine, firstly, the tow rating is 2,000 pounds, but that's because of some arbitrary crap about some safety stuff. They can tow 5,000 pounds. The previous generations did. These ones, whatever. Oh, actually, no, this one can tow 5,000. No problem.
Okay.
1996 Lincoln Town Car Executive,
Hold.
$2,000.
I thought 96 was my realm. That's OBD2 was introduced.
Okay, fine. 1995 Lincoln Town Car Executive.
Okay. So you found a big old boat.
179,000 miles.
Okay.
So right in line with yours.
Okay.
It's got new tires, no rips in the seats,
Okay.
and aftermarket CD player. So it's going to have a better stereo than yours.
I bet that CD player was made after 96.
Well, most CDs were made after 1980. Fun fact, 1989 Lincoln Town Car was the first car to come from the factory with a CD player. Did you know that?
Yeah. The car I'm looking at comes with a CD player.
Well, I bet it was made after 1996.
Yeah.
But it was just copying Lincoln. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
this car, white wall tires, brand new, by the way.
Okay.
Nice leather interior, cruise control, digital dash, and air conditioning that will outperform your Subaru's air conditioning in every scenario.
Is the car
Automatic
black?
lights.
Because that's going to absorb
No.
more sun. Okay.
No, it's pretty much all just different shades of caramel, brown. But now, even get this, I don't even have to look this up.
Mhm.
Rated 18 miles per gallon city, 25 miles per gallon highway.
Okay. Subaru's a bit better.
By 2 miles per gallon, it has half the engine.
It's
Town
more.
car will be faster,
So-
more comfortable,
Yeah.
more seating, and more trunk room.
Do you have a roof rack?
I can.
Mine comes standard with a roof rack.
It doesn't need a roof rack. It has 25 cubic feet of trunk space.
I don't know what my cubic feet of trunk space is, but it's a
And
hatchback,
Jordan,
so
6 seat belts.
okay.
6 seat belts. That's more passengers than the Subaru can take.
Uh-huh.
That means you can take 3 adults, 3 car seats.
In a daily driver, you value more seatbelts?
I mean, you keep talking about tow rating. I don't think I've ever seen you use your hitch except for that one trip to Washington on the Subaru.
Yeah, why would I? I have a truck. I don't daily
Which
tow.
you don't tow with.
No.
But you mentioned tow rating. And so I'm saying
You asked me what the tow rating was first. That's why.
Did I?
Yeah, you said, what's the tow rating on that? And I said 3,500, and then you
Oh
said
no,
you're
you brought up
2,000.
tow rating way before that.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We don't...
Oh, when we were talking about the Honda. But
Okay.
$2,000, same miles, same power to weight. In fact, the town car is probably faster.
Would
the
you-
transmission in the town car is more durable. The engine is more reliable. Timing chain, you know the 4.6 is better than
You've got a lot more cylinders to get you by.
same fuel economy. More
Less fuel
feature.
economy.
Well,
Does it require regular gas or premium?
regular.
Okay, that's good.
It's a Lincoln, not a
Yeah.
fancy Lincoln. I don't know.
Yeah. So, does your car have heated seats?
They can. This specific one I'm looking at does not.
How many cup holders does your car have?
Oh,
That would
my.
matter to me on a daily.
It has 4 cup holders.
I would have expected more, to be fair.
Well, to be fair, like
Luxury
it's
car.
6 passenger, but realistically, like it's designed for 4 people.
Uh-huh.
Like it's a luxury car. It's not designed to be cramped in. It just can.
Uh-huh. So, in daily scenarios, the Subaru I'm looking at is more efficient. It has more luxury options, heated seats and whatever.
Costs $4,000 more, and requires more maintenance.
Not necessarily.
Timing belt every 2 years. That's a big win. Even if you're doing the work yourself, that's a lot.
Uh-huh. Yours only has a good sound system, or at least that sound system, because of newer parts.
Well, I mean, it would have an awesome sound system. They probably they do come from the factory with a CD player.
Does yours have a sunroof?
No.
The
it
Subaru
can't.
has a sunroof. Yeah, a Sawzall can make a sunroof happen. That doesn't mean it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can. I mean, that can be arbitrary. I don't like cars with sunroofs. My 240, I wish it didn't have a sunroof.
Oh, Oh well.
Yeah. And so to be fair, I mean, some people wouldn't like that. Sunroof
Hmm.
takes away from headroom. Um, does yours
True,
have a
but it
trunk pull
also
down?
adds to it.
Does yours have a trunk pull down?
Like the thing to cover your trunk area.
No, no, the where you click the trunk and it closes the trunk for you.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you literally just click it with your finger.
Yeah, so that would break anytime you take it to the mechanic. Could they just slam it down? Remember you had a Cadillac with that?
Well, yeah, but they were responsible for it.
Still, that's one more
I mean,
part
if
for
the
you to break.
mechanic goes and does donuts in your car and slides it into a pole, then like
Oh, speaking of grip
it's
and
not that
sliding,
big.
I've got twice the grip your car does.
Yeah, my car can
Symmetrical all-wheel
drift.
drive.
My car can drift.
So, hold on. I think Zach's fallen back on cool factor here.
Well, so what are you talking about?
Why?
Cool factor.
Why
Drifting
does
is
what does
firstly
drift
more
matter?
fun. Secondly, faster. Secondly,
No
a
test has
better
proven
time.
drifting to be faster.
No test has proven it to be slower.
Yeah, the
Okay,
times
I
they
just
have
said that
the
to see if
times they
you
have
knew, but
tested
yeah,
it, it
it's
was
true.
slower. It was cool, but it was slower.
Okay,
Subarus are
what's
very
safer?
common in Utah because it snows and people want to get through that. But it's also a good car the rest of the year.
That's true, but to be fair, the town car is more comfortable.
It
And
depends. If I have
it
a
doesn't
cold
snow
bum,
for
the
11
Subaru's
if
gonna be
it
more
doesn't
comfortable.
snow for 11 months out of the year, all-wheel drive kind of doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it's also not really a problem to have it. Subaru's all-wheel drive
It
is
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 because it affects its gas mileage.
the gas mileage is still better than your car's gas mileage.
It's better than a 4,000-pound boat with a V8, yeah.
Yeah, you picked the boat.
I know. And by the way, that $4,000 I have left over, I can buy 2 more town cars with it.
Okay, then you'll have some
Or
parts
4
to
if I
fix
wait.
it with.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying the town car is so name your what are your 5 best so we can close out here.
My five
Cuz
best what?
your 5 top most important things. And don't say
Factors in a
heated
modern car.
seats.
Okay.
No, daily driver requirements.
Okay.
And
It
I'm going to
needs
hold you to this because you have a Miata you daily drive and
yes,
you never drive the Subaru.
because I have a wife that drives it. Regardless, that Subaru is the only thing in the driveway she can drive. Um, anyway, I need a car that I can control every function without having to lean or go into
Stop.
awkward positions. For
Okay.
example, if I want
So
heated seats, I press a button.
convenient features.
Convenience matters to me. Yes.
Okay. All right, convenient features. Next,
Efficiency.
efficiency.
Yeah.
Would you sacrifice some efficiency for those features? I.e., you sacrifice probably 5 miles per gallon to have all-wheel drive.
Um, I don't know. 5 miles per gallon for all-wheel drive.
I mean, your car would be better,
I
more
think I
efficient
I
with
think
it.
that is such a small margin. I would keep the all-wheel drive.
Okay,
It depends
cool.
where the 5 miles per gallon are. I mean, 40 to 45 is different than 15 to 20.
Okay, that's fair. What's your third one?
Crash safety. In the event of a crash, I don't want to be a bucket of goo.
Okay. Fourth?
Um, part availability. I don't want to have something that I can't fix because I can't get parts for it.
And fifth one.
Reliability.
Perfect. Could you go on the internet and show me a Subaru with 1,000,000 miles right now?
Let's find out. 1 million mile Subaru. Subaru Forester driver maxed out odometer at 1 million kilometers. Not quite the same.
Ooh, yeah, that's 800, I
Yeah.
think.
Let's see. He bought it back in 98. So yeah, it's maxed out there. Um Let's see, what else can I find here?
Call it 500,000 miles, because that's like 2.5 times like a realistic
Uh-huh.
expectation.
I mean, they exist. I mean, that's the point. There's not many Subarus before the mid 90s. It's a somewhat modern brand.
That's fair.
Yeah.
While I'm
Okay.
looking for to make my case, parts availability. Would you say it's pretty easy to? How much would you say like a Subaru
Av-
engine would cost?
availability is different from cost, but
Okay.
but
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Availability really good though.
Yeah, super good availability. I could walk into any AutoZone and find a window motor, for example.
All right. That's true. Let's see.
I don't think you can find a million mile anything that hasn't had at least an engine rebuild and transmission rebuild or replacement.
All right. Sort by. Oh, if I do lowest mileage, I can just go to the last result.
Hmm.
Oh, that one's 180, 306. Um, okay, so parts availability, crash safety, does that need to be like rollover and everything? Because like I think in 2010 they were just barely introducing side impact.
Yeah, I mean, rollover is generally good in Subarus. They have good A, B, and C pillars. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, Subaru was designed around rally, so it's just generally a well framed car.
yeah, really stiff.
Yeah, it's basically, cage with some crash absorption around it.
I have a Volvo, I
Yeah,
understand.
the one I'm looking at does have side airbags. It looks like
Let's see here. What if I do
it's also got a fair amount of speakers.
um a fair amount of speakers?
Yeah, I mean
What do you mean?
older cars didn't have as many speakers.
I mean, they typically all have four,
Yeah,
just front, rear, left, right. All right.
but
We can do
that's
so
separate.
that's separate. Um, I'm trying to find something to prove my reliability here.
You're taking a
Um,
long time to do it.
well, it's hard. There's a lot of town cars you can buy. Um,
If cars are going to reach a million miles, that's in favor of the old cars because they have more time to do it.
that's in favor of the old cars.
Yeah, because they have
You
more
said.
time to do it. So if
Let's
a modern car is going to reach that, they have to do it in a shorter amount of time, which is just a generally harder task to accomplish
Oh, it's
regardless of other
oh
factors.
no, it's way easier. It'd be way easier to just put the car on the highway and cruise 80 miles an hour and then change the oil.
Yeah, but no one does that. Like if they're
Yeah,
going to
they
reach a
do.
million miles, it's because the car facilitated them getting to work or something.
My town car averaged like 17,000 miles a year over its lifespan because it's a limo. It's
It
just driven from Park City and back.
Okay. Its goal was to transport people.
Well, yeah, so
Maybe you
though
should look up
it
buses. They do the same thing.
well, those are a little small for my taste. Okay. Typically you can find a Lincoln for sale. The highest one I could find on eBay right now is 272,000 miles. It does look brand new.
So it
So
sounds like mid 200,000s is their barrier.
it's not their barrier. That's one that's on the market for sale. Like I could buy it right now with my credit card.
Okay.
So, I mean, just to point, I mean, it looks amazing. It says near mint condition all around 9.7 out of 10. And
I
it's got
Yeah.
270,000 miles on it.
I'm looking at a dozen Subarus here with about 170,000 miles on all of them. I've got a wide selection.
Um, okay. So
So just make your point a little bit quick because we're going over.
that's fair. All right. So convenient features, the town car, you can control everything from the steering wheel. I imagine the Subaru, you can
Can you control
control,
windows from the steering wheel?
well, you can control windows from the door.
Can you
Can you,
control heated seats from the steering wheel?
you control those from the door.
On the
So
Subaru?
what do you have volume, temperature, and stuff on your steering wheel?
Let's see here.
Because on the town car, it's standard.
Steering wheel has volume, yeah.
Okay,
It has
so
media
but
features.
temperature and fan and cruise control all on the town car's steering.
Okay.
Um,
That's a
so
that's
that's
a
a
lot right up in there. Does it have
convenient feature.
all that plus an airbag?
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, the
multiple
Subaru, you
airbags.
have to reach a foot to the right of the steering wheel. It's very laborious.
Yeah, well, you have to reach all the way down to the middle to turn on the heated seat. You only have to go half as far in the town car. So I would say the town
Hmm.
car, more convenient features because firstly, it can tow more and it's easier to access those things. Plus, digital gauges that can be customized to your desire. I don't think the Subaru has a screen in there
Falling
that you
back
can
to the
change,
cool
right?
feature again.
Well, I'm just saying.
A
I'm
daily
just saying.
driver, I'm not caring so much about the cool feature. I'm caring about those other things I listed.
Yeah. So, okay, then you said efficiency. The Subaru wins. It should be noted that it wins by a 5% margin.
That's
It
a
barely
win.
gets better gas mileage than a Lincoln Town Car. Crash safety are identical in like head on and rear end. Side impact, maybe the Subaru does better.
The
Not
Subaru
sure.
is going to have better crumple zones.
Oh, the Town Car's got crumple zones. The Panther platform's awesome.
Yeah, but all right. Well, you did admit that the side impact is going to be better on the Subaru.
Okay, so convenient features, Town Car. Efficiency,
Oh,
Subaru.
can you,
Crash safety,
town car doesn't
Subaru.
have heated seats. The one
What are you talking about? If so, they can have heated
the
seats.
one you're
The
looking at doesn't have it.
Subaru, well, no, but
Okay.
Are there Subaru Outbacks that don't have heated seats?
Probably, but I found the one in budget with heated seats. The
Well,
one
I
you're
mean,
looking at doesn't have it, so you'd either have to go out of budget or find a different one in budget.
actually, I bought my car for $2,000, so I'll just have heated seats installed, and I put the switch wherever I want it. So,
Well,
point Town Car.
if we open the realm to modifications, then it gets a
You
lot
don't have
harder.
any money left over for modifications.
Got $5.
Okay. Honestly, you might be able to make heated seats happen for that. Now, parts availability.
Subaru wins.
I don't know about that.
You admitted earlier Subaru wins on availability.
No, on cost.
Oh, I wasn't sure about cost.
Okay, yeah, no. So parts availability, dude, there are 10 Panthers in the junkyard right now.
Uh-huh.
You want an axle, $100.
Okay.
Well, 200.
I can walk
but,
into any AutoZone and get a window motor for the Subaru. Get an alternator.
Yeah, same with the Town Car. They use the same one from 91 to 2011.
Okay.
So,
that sounds like it's the same.
okay, fine. So that's a tie then.
Okay.
And then reliability. I would say it's a tie, except for the Subaru has a timing belt, not a timing chain.
There's a lot more Subarus on the road
No.
than town cars.
Not Subaru Outbacks.
Than town cars.
You can't say more Subarus than town cars because that's comparing a model to a make.
Okay, fine. There's a lot more Outbacks than town cars on the road.
I mean, fair. They haven't made a town car in 12 years, though.
Okay.
And they sold millions of them. So, like, I mean, you have to admit the 4.6 is a better engine, reliability considered only, than the 2.5.
The engine, sure.
Okay,
The
the
rest-
transmission?
Yeah, the Subaru CVTs have had issues. I'll
Okay,
admit that.
exactly. And my 160,000 mile town car transmission is holding 300 plus wheel horsepower because it's boosted.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like the more reliable transmission too.
Okay.
All right. So reliability to the town car?
Sure, it can have reliability.
Okay. And then I think we agreed parts availability is a tie,
Yes.
which probably leads us down to we're a tie, 2 and 2 with one tiebreaker.
And
Mine
that
was
is
cheaper though.
What was the fifth?
Convenient features, town car. Efficiency, Subaru. Crash safety, Subaru. By the way, the efficiency, I'm going to note it again. It's only a 5% margin. Well, not a 5%, maybe a 10%.
It's still a win.
Parts availability is a tie because there's just a lot of both of them. Reliability, town car. Would you agree with that?
Was that the fifth one? Reliability?
Yeah, that's the one you named.
Uh-huh.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, the Subaru will reliably get me through the snow and anywhere I want to go way easier.
Yeah, but you didn't say that in your...
I just said reliability.
Well, I've never been stuck in my town car, and you've never been stuck in the Subaru, so tie.
So we just... All right.
Well, so all I'm saying is that puts us at a tie.
Uh-huh.
Reliability as far as engine, like, components, right? So that leaves us with mine cost less, which makes me say that I'm the winner. What do you think?
I have a lot more options.
What do you mean more options? Heated seats is the only thing you have.
Which sounds like a very convenient thing.
Hold on. Does yours have automatic climate control? No. The one that you had pulled up.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I just saw your face light up like you had opened a new Google Chrome window.
Yes.
Oh, it does?
Uh-huh.
Okay, fine.
This one came with a CD standard, by the way.
Does it have automatic lights?
I think so, but there's not a picture of that. The one I have right now has automatic lights, so there's no reason this shouldn't.
Well, that sounds like a tie to me. How about a... So, I mean...
I have a roof rack.
I don't need a roof rack. I can tow 5,000 pounds. Also, mine's 2,000 OBO. Let's see here. Obviously, tilt wheel. Power, windows, seats. Mine seats more people.
Is that a concern for you on a daily basis?
It's a convenience.
I have a sunroof. You don't have a sunroof? I don't have a sixth seat.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can say this, that, or the other.
Apples
but
to oranges, I know.
Well, yeah, but your heated seats because yours has it, and the one...
Dude, I use the heated seats every time I drive that Subaru. I go out there, start it up, it's cold. I want a warm bum.
It is nice. I know it is nice. I know you put it in your Miata too.
Yeah, the heated seats are so nice that I installed it in the Miata. Comes standard in the Subaru.
Okay. So, but is that worth $4,000 to you?
That alone, no. The whole package, yes.
It's no
way better crash safety.
Not way better. Are you kidding me? It's the same.
It would win on rollover for sure.
I mean, the Subaru is more likely to roll over. As you said, it has more grip.
Yeah, it's got firmer suspension though. You gonna tell me the town car rolls less than the Subaru?
I've seen Panthers holding an entire semi-truck trailer up with their roof.
Okay, I could find a Subaru that can do that too.
All right, well, we're just talking arbitrary crap now.
The Subaru has more pillars. That's why I think it's stronger.
Okay, but the point is, it sounds like you and I are tied. Would you say that's fair?
I think we achieved nothing tonight.
I also think that, but you would have to say that we tied.
I still think it wins on safety.
Okay, yeah, it does win on safety. I gave you that.
And I think it wins.
It loses on reliability.
I think it wins on reliability. I would trust the Subaru to get me places more than a town car.
I don't know about that, man.
As a daily driver, get me to work any season of the year. I trust the Subaru.
You have to put it out there that it snowed. Dude, they plow the roads, man.
Okay. They don't plow them all the time. You got times in between where it's snowing, and there's the layer between the rocks.
All right. You can say your Subaru wins, but clearly I think the town car wins. That being said, I think everybody should comment below what they think. That's probably the best way to be.
I still think we didn't achieve anything tonight.
That's true, but we got to yell at each other. So.
Yeah, we thoroughly disagreed on something.
Yeah.
I am in favor of new cars post 96, maybe including 96. That's kind of when.
I was gonna pick an older town car. It's
Uh-huh.
just that they're kind of like they're classic now, so like their prices have gone up and stuff.
Yeah.
So
How much does
yeah.
the town car you're looking at weigh? The Subaru might be less.
The one I was looking at was a 1996 town car. This is one of the lighter ones. So
Okay.
4,000, yeah, 4,040 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, the Outback is about 3,400 pounds,
Okay, there you
depending on
go.
some features. So yeah, about 600
I'm
pounds
pretty sure the
lighter.
town car would outperform it in braking, though. They got big old brakes on them.
Yeah. It's got good grip, good suspension, and it's lighter weight. It has every reason to brake really good.
Oh no, I was saying the town car would brake better.
Oh, it's heavier.
Yeah. I mean, they were designed for police use. They just put a Lincoln body on it.
Does it have anti-lock brakes?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they've had ABS since like '86.
I know. But most cars, not all.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to be totally fair,
Would
I
you
think
take it camping? I know you
yeah,
have
if it
taken a
wasn't-
town car camping.
well, the Crown Vic I took camping.
Oh, that's what it was. It's basically a town car with less
Yeah.
features.
The exhaust broke off because I suck at welding, but
I know.
that was a freaking riot. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
hate that.
Okay. Well, it seems we are still keeping to our opinions on this topic.
It's because you're being stubborn. Everybody in the comments is going to say, well, the town car. Also, the town car, let's be real. The town car does have sort of like a raw, like greasy teenager sex appeal.
He's fallen back to cool again.
Dude, pulling girls is cool. No girl's going to look at that Subaru and be like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, he's got money.
Like I said, I wouldn't buy an Outback for cool features. I'd buy it for all the other functional reasons.
I think people need to comment below because I think we need to compare your Miata to my town car so you can see what a real car looks
Those are
like.
are very different vehicles. Your town car
That's
is like
true.
twice as long.
Actually, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like 160%.
Well, Miata's 12 feet bumper to bumper.
You would love the town car if you had it, but you
I
just
drove
have
it
a
once and it
Subaru.
was a nice drive. Miata is less than half the weight.
Oh, dude, we gotta race the Miata in the town car. Cause like I would race Ashley, but like she doesn't,
Her
she doesn't
Miata,
row gears like you.
I rode gears pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I've been driving that Miata 5 years. It's like a part of me.
Yeah,
I'm sure in the Sentra you row pretty good too. Wouldn't the Sentra
Yeah,
be a more fair comparison? Your town car is supercharged.
to what, the Miata?
Yeah. Sentra to
Uh,
Miata, they're similar weight, similar power. More similar than the
Yeah.
town car.
Well, I mean the town car is just big and powerful, but
Yeah.
no, the Sentra realistically it's just an economy car. Like
mean,
it's more like Camry, Corolla. Like it's
Mhm.
not a performer.
The Miata is only good because of its shape and its suspension. Nothing about the drivetrain means performance.
It's reliable.
Yeah. I mean,
Reliable performance to me.
I think it's going to need some engine or transmission work before 200,000 miles. Can't say the same about the Subaru that we have. It reached that far before needing that.
Oh, wait,
No.
you said the Miata does need work before 200,000?
I don't think the Miata will make it to the Subaru's mileage without needing engine or transmission work.
Will it need head gasket?
I don't know. It's not leaking oil from there, but
I'm just saying. I think the Miata is going to beat the Subaru, but
on number of miles,
oh yeah, dude, the Miatas are amazing. I trust Miatas like I trust Crown Vics.
I beat on the Miata more than the Subaru.
Don't matter. Miata's a better car.
Okay. All right. Well, let's close out of this because we are 40 minutes over time.
Holy cow. All right, well, everybody, we disagreed. Thanks so much for watching.
Woohoo. And now we can continue to agree on stuff going forward. Because apparently when we disagree, it's not even good disagree. I don't know.
Well,
Some people
I
might
mean, it
think it's
would be
good.
good if you saw the light, but
I
that's
think it'd
okay.
be good if you got with the times.
I was with the times. I went back.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I had my Infinity,
Uh-huh.
the brown one.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
broke it pretty quick.
No, it broke it pretty quick. That's why I went back to old cars.
Well, I remember you holding the brake pedal and the gas pedal at a stoplight and letting it go. You weren't easy on it.
Dude, I do that in my town car all the time, and it doesn't. Dude, I bounce. The horn in my Sentra doesn't work. I use the rev limiter as my horn to honk at people. It goes.
Every one of my cars has a working horn.
Well, so the Sentra's horn did work. I just changed the steering wheel to not have an airbag because I'm an idiot. It looks cooler though.
Oh, okay. Falling back to the cool
Every,
feature again. All right.
anyways,
Well,
I'm Zach Petty. Find me on YouTube. You can look at my videos about my house and stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching.
yeah. I'm JoeMan543. I do video game live streams every Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And, of course, these JoeCasts on Thursdays at about 8. I think we're getting a groove with it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all later. Bye
See
now.
you on the next one, boys.